Okay, so that came off. This right here, they're anchoring it to the belt. Just so you know.
Yep.
You want to have it anchored here, or you can anchor it to the thigh. You just don't want it totally hanging like this, because it can pull the tube out.
Gotcha.
So you want this thing taking the weight of the pole.
Right.
You know.
The tension, right.
Mm-hmm. But because we're going to go ahead and irrigate anyways, we're not going to worry about that now. But as so long as it irrigates well with it in here, we'll leave it like that.
Okay.
Alright, so our first thing is we're essentially taking most of this off as far as these gauze. Because we want to take a look at the stoma, where it goes in, as far as how much discharge is there a lot, how's it look, does it look nice and red and healthy? Because if it wasn't, that would tell us that there's a concern.
Okay.
The fact that it's functioning tells me it's probably okay.
Right.
So initially when you go home, you'll still be putting essentially, see this one dressing here? It's called a split gauze.
Yes.
That's the one all this other stuff,
It's all
probably
gonna go
not
away.
going to be using all that. You know, a lot of, it's a hospital. That's one thing I like to waste is tape. I don't know why, but I guess everybody feels a little more secure with more tape.
I love it. Oh.
And it's just paper tape is fine.
Yep.
This fancy tape they use just because it does really grip the tube in place.
Yeah, I saw how they taped that to her.
Like spiral
Spiraled it in.
You don't have to get too, we'll talk about that too, but you don't have to get too fancy, because the thing is we're going to take that off because we got to move the tube.
Oh, I see.
Now, there's a lot of ways one can go about it. This is like anything else in life. It may feel like water on you, but it's just me using an adhesive remover. I just squeeze this and it kind of dumps out and makes it easier to get all of this off of here. But we won't mess with that one. That's what the nurses are using.
Yeah, that one's eventually going to come out before she goes, I think.
Yeah, the drain. Typically they do. Every once in a while someone will go home with the drain. But again, those are the decisions of the guys who make the big money.
I love
You know?
it. You know, I love it. That's.
So incision looks well approximated, looks nice. You couldn't really ask much more than,
It's good.
because it'll heal up like a nice scar. Did you have a stoma before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are they going to close that up?
Well, this may be actually closed,
It's closing on its own.
and it's gonna fill from the
Top,
bottom up.
Bottom up, yeah.
So there's a lot of ways doctors do that. It's up to how they want to do it. But this is typical. That's why I asked, did you have a stoma?
Yeah.
So we can fill it with like stoma adhesive powder just to help with some of the drainage, but just putting a cover bandage over it,
Helps
like
out,
in
yeah.
a leave-in, instead of all this stuff will probably do.
Gotcha.
Because as long as it's covered and it doesn't have too much discharge, it's okay to keep it covered.
Right. Does that ever discharge a lot? If it does, what do you do? If it starts discharging?
This?
Yeah.
It's going to be wet because it's a wound. Actually, do you mind if we turn the light on? One light, will that be okay? It'd probably help with the video too, really.
That's pretty good. Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, there you go.
Because this one I can just aim down here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So you see how it kind of glistens a little? That's just normal wound healing.
Gotcha.
If you were to see like a copious amount of blood or anything really, you just call the service. Call his office, Dr.
All right.
Steele,
You got it.
right away. That's typically never happens. This is just, they close it at the bottom, let it heal up.
Okay.
definitely put some. I mean, all that bag is your stuff, so you're gonna be probably well, what in the heck is that? You know, but these, you know, is just in case you get more people putting tape everywhere.
Yeah, I see a lot of tape. Yeah.
And you gotta use a bit, but. So you see they tape on the front of the faceplate here?
Yeah, I got you there. I see
So we're
it.
gonna, we'll still do that, but we can maybe be a little more conservative. So this, they just put here, maybe there is some drainage, I don't know, from the incision as far as this piece. And this is just a belt buckle, and we'll get to all that in a minute. So these first couple days is more undoing all the surgery and such that she's been through.
Yeah, it's pretty extensive surgery. She did it.
Yeah, but it all looks, I mean...
Looks good, right?
Yeah, this looks great down here.
She did all the research on it, so...
Oh, yeah? Alright. Now we can start untangling some of this stuff here. Again, you at home aren't going to have all this to deal with because you're not going to put all that back on like that. But there's no drainage from the midline, which is great. We need that portion, which means it's more than likely healing up and already starting to what they call tinsel together.
Yeah, that's good.
This is just a big ball of tape. Okay. So this is kind of more of what it'll look like for you at home. Like you guys at home. So this is just the tape they used around and put it over the belt.
That plastic piece, what do they call that again?
It's the plate, the Torbit plate. Torbit's just the company, yeah. It's just a plate that sits there and this baby bottle nipple threads through it.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things that they developed forever ago and it just never reinvented the wheel. You know, it works, so why mess with it? So the first thing we'll do is we'll take this split gauze out from underneath and take a look under here. So it's just split like that.
Split gauze, I got it. Yep.
So you can see there's a little drainage here, but this, being that you just had surgery, is not
Bad, huh?
it's not unexpected. So if we just, and now at home you don't have to do this all unbuckling necessarily, but we're just taking a peek. So that's a suture from the one she cut, the one that was around there. And there's the other ones at the top. Stoma's nice and red. There's not like a bunch of drainage coming out from the stoma onto the skin. That's what was on the split washer, or split gauze rather.
So that's a suture.
Good.
That's a suture. Those black.
Those, and then up here there's another one. Those were the ones that they initially had on the tube. Because remember how she cut the sutures and then put all this stuff on?
Right.
Those were the initial ones.
Oh, okay.
And they just clip them to get them out of the skin.
Gotcha.
But they don't want to perf the tube. So what we'll do is you can either hold it like this, or we just belt it back up.
It's belted there. Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna get some gauze, and we're just gonna do some soapy wet, dry it off, and then she may or may not have shown you that powder. It's just called stone adhesive powder. Some people use it, some people don't. If you see skin breakdown or something like that, you'd want to use it because it will help clear it up.
Okay.
Your skin looks mint, so you don't necessarily have to use it. We can do it just for teaching, you know.
Yeah,
You know.
that's fine.
So we'll get some wet and soapy gauze. We'll clean around there.
Man, looks good.
The idea of this is we're not getting aggressive or anything like scrubbing the heck out of anything. It's just want to keep the skin clear, keep it clean, because there can be a little discharge, and we want to prevent it from breaking down.
Right.
Again, once that belt, all this stuff comes off, you don't ever have to worry about it again.
That's important.
So we just take a little soapy.
So she'll be able to shower with this too, right? What if she ever was it advisable, like I was saying, she takes a shower, all that soap or whatever's gonna go around
With the
it.
plate on
Yeah,
and all
with the
that
plate on
stuff, she shouldn't.
have to do
Or, let me put it this way. I was about to say she should not be able to. That sounds off. So you should be able to.
Okay.
I don't like to speak for the surgeons because every once in a while they'll say something because they found something internally. They want you to keep it that way.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I work with Adam. Came in to see if you needed help.
Sure. You guys made it back from there that quick, huh?
Yeah. Have you
Wow.
even started?
Yeah. We're
Oh.
making a movie.
You're
Oh.
making a movie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. Come and join us.
Yeah. We're just talking about cleaning right now.
Oh, okay.
This is the A team right here.
That's right. And Jeanette's coming too.
Oh, we got
so
another one?
You're getting the A plus.
Yeah. You're getting the weekend cruise. I don't know about that.
That's,
A plus.
that's the best crew around. The weekend
That's
crew.
right.
I know about the weekend crew.
We're
This is where all.
self-sufficient here.
This is where the work happens, right here.
That's right.
Well, there's something to be said about that. But you can see we're just gently just clean it up a little bit. Then we'll rinse and dry. And if you wouldn't mind, since we're here, grab my little powder so I can demonstrate that. Just do a little rinse around. And then we'll dry it up. Oh, sorry. So you can see how that weeped a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Normal. And if you wanted to, you could take both belt buckles off to do this. You just don't want to totally lose your
Tension or whatever you call.
idea of where the tube was. I don't see a line drawn here, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, alright. This is just for grins. If you saw that it was reddened around here, it looks a little irritated, you can, doesn't matter if it hits the stoma, doesn't matter if it looks like it goes in here, it's okay to put a little there to help soak up some of that moisture. And I just kind of make this, well, to some people I call it a broomstick. If it was your dog, I call it a cigarette.
A cigarette.
And we just dust off this excess. So it usually sticks to the stoma, but that's fine.
Right.
So that's it. That's the idea there.
You know how long it takes the stoma to actually heal? The actual stoma,
The
It's usually a
old
matter of
stoma site?
weeks, yeah.
A couple weeks. It'll be there. You'll have to keep track of it. But
Okay.
It's gonna be there for a while, unfortunately. Split guards. Here we go.
What's another one?
Hi.
Hello.
Well, we got the A-team here for
Told you,
today.
the A+ team.
Yeah, you guys
Triple
keep
A.
saying that.
How are you, Miss Marcus?
Good.
Good.
So that's gonna sit under there once you're done cleaning. Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna belt this just for a second, and we're gonna flush things. See how it's flushing. Adjust the tube. Flush it again, and get it back in position.
Hmm.
So this is just while you're in the hospital. And we're gonna put a little line to kind of mark where it's at in relation to like the skin level,
Oh, okay.
just so if something was to happen and the tube one night got pulled out of it, you know where it was
Where it goes.
before you left. Okay? So you see, we got fancy tape here.
Yes, sir.
So this is gonna come off
So does that always come off that tape?
when you're adjusting the depth of it. But for you at home, you're probably not gonna be adjusting the depth of this.
Yeah, it should stay.
Miss Marcus, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
So this is one of those things kind of that we do, but it's good to see. Or they may have marked the depth up here on the nipple, which is fine too. It just makes it a little harder for you later. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, you can just, whether it's a leg bag or this, you can detach it. And I'm putting that in the glove.
Oh, while you're doing this? Yeah.
Just so it's less stuff. And you'll go home with these clamps. And it just clamps on. I mean, if you want to try it, feel free.
Yeah. No, I
Oh, you see it?
yes.
Just like that.
Oh, I want to put my hand like a glove.
We're gonna teach you all of this again too, so don't feel
I'm
like,
trying to go home tomorrow.
oh, well, we're gonna come back tomorrow and do it again. So.
Well, why don't you just come down to Chicago with us and we'll take you over there?
Well, little did you know, I have.
That's where she's
He's
from.
Oh,
from
really?
Chicago. So.
Where are you
Where you-
from?
Originally Kankakee.
Okay,
We're from
good.
Gurney.
Yeah. And my husband and I lived in Chicago and Hyde Park for a long time.
Cubs fan?
Of course.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They got rid of all their good players.
Did you see what they did the last 2 days?
Yes.
That was embarrassing.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Did not happen.
Wait, what happened?
They are terrible. And
No,
they got rid of all of my favorite players.
Javi Baez.
gone.
Baez, Bryant, Rizzo.
And the first day they played, they hit home runs on the
Yeah.
team. Both of them. Well, Bryant, we haven't seen Bryant yet, but yeah, that was not good.
Oh, that's great. I'm not a Cubs fan anymore.
Sox?
Right?
I'll
Sox
follow
are looking pretty
Baez
good.
wherever he goes.
Right? I like him too. He's
Too
just a good
bad.
little player.
I don't know what's happened to them. But okay,
Alright,
so
this makes me think that there was a mark right there,
oh, there was a mark
like
there.
there, as the depth where it works.
Okay.
So I can fill that in again, and then we'll also do it on the other side before we put that split go on. In other words, this was,
So that's how far the tube goes in there, right?
that's the initial position of it, so to speak, in. Because today we're gonna pull it out a centimeter, but we'll
Gotcha.
flush it a couple times.
Oh.
Did you come here specifically to get this tape pouch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was having a lot of issues with my ileostomy.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Just a lot of problems with my skin, I had a hernia that was forming, like,
Mhm.
this side of my stomach was like,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was just, I couldn't wear anything. I'd always have, like, accidents.
Well, I hope this will be better for you.
I mean, it's for some people, I guess, but
Oh, it does. I mean, there's some people have it for a long time without any issue. So you're just gonna slowly inject.
so okay, you don't need to fastly inject this, right?
Mm.
Because they did that the first day when I was upstairs, and it hurt so bad.
Who did that?
Whoever was upstairs that irrigated it. Because I was
Upstairs?
I was upstairs for the first day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
And
air.
it really hurt really bad.
You don't have to go.
No, you don't really want to go fast either, because I kind of rotate it when I go, because for me it feels smoother, because sometimes the edges catch on this thing. So we're just gonna go like this. See? One time that you really need to push it is if you suspect a blockage. But even then, does that hurt? Okay.
It just feels full.
So then we just pull it out,
That's it.
and you just put it down.
Oh wow.
Now you see how sometimes it's getting stuck? See that? Sometimes you gotta kind of do what we call milking it. It'll all come out. And if you bend the tube a little bit, more is coming out. You feel like you can cough?
Yeah, I mean, my stomach
But
hurts.
look, see? Just that little bit. Any kind of inner abdominal pressure is gonna make this thing work. As far as getting it out. Or if you don't want to cough, you can fake laugh. Or laugh. I had a guy fake laughing until he laughed once to get a blockage out. But you see, it's starting
Yeah.
to creep again. But we'll just flush it. Because the idea is to, like I said, clear. It's not going to be clear. It's going to be like this. This is fine. But we want to try to prevent it. Having a lot of clumps or anything like that. Or mucus. And you never want to pull back on the tube. Like this, like you think you're suctioning something, it's just going to cause everything to collapse down. It's not a good idea.
It's full feeling.
Real full?
Interesting. That's how we used to siphon gas back in the old days. Gasoline.
Oh, that's dangerous, man.
I'm just messed up.
Not that I ever had a friend who did that and had to go to the ER because he just kept sucking and sucking and he inhaled just all that gas vapor. But I don't recommend
No,
it.
they don't. Okay. So today was my first day eating.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want, like, I ate. It didn't make me feel nauseous, but I don't want to, like, I wasn't hungry. Like,
You didn't have an appetite.
I mean, I had an appetite, but I did, I did, but I didn't. But I just didn't want to, like, eat more than what I could handle. You know what I mean? And get myself sick.
You don't. You just went through a big surgery.
I just don't want them to, like, not send me home because I can't eat. I mean, I can eat. I just can't.
You don't feel like you're hungry?
I don't feel like I'm hungry like that to, like, force myself to eat.
I don't think they would keep you here for that.
But at the same time, don't try to kid yourself if something feels off and go home early.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I just think I think they want me to eat a certain amount
Yeah,
to satisfy them.
they do everybody.
But, I mean, like, if I'm comfortable with what I'm eating.
It's typically not an issue.
Okay.
as long as things are moving.
Well,
Like if you were just eating little bits and nothing's coming out, then I'd be more concerned.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay.
cough again? Or fake laugh?
there you
Here
go.
you go. Come on, here we go with that fake
Look at
laugh.
that.
There he
There
is.
you go. It's coming.
Well, so it's going. No, it's fine. We'll you don't mind holding that. So we're just gonna pull the tube back a little bit, and then we'll flush it again to make sure everything looks okay. Because the other thing is, we're gonna be looking just underneath here a little bit to make sure we don't pull the tube back and then all of a sudden a bunch of stuff comes out. So you see where that line is? Right there.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about.
You're not going to be adjusting the tube at home.
All right. But there is going to be a practice, like a vacuum, like if something.
Yeah,
Yes.
do
Okay.
the emergency innovation excavation.
She's
is
got
what
to do
you'll
it herself, right?
Yeah.
You'll just take the whole thing out, put it back in. Because sometimes these can get blocked as you start eating, and you want to be, no matter how much you flush it, it's not flushing. You can take it out. Oh, something's caught in it. Clean it out of the sink, pop it back in.
Whoa. Okay.
And I've had people that have come here before, and she had food come back out because something was clogged in her tube, like when she was trying to intubate it. So I pulled the tube out, and there's this big giant hunk of a vitamin C, and it can't make it through the tube. So things block the tube sometimes. So you shouldn't be afraid to take it out.
Okay.
Because we give you techniques, even in that sheet, and you can call us if you're having a hard time getting the tube back in.
Gotcha.
Usually the biggest thing about getting the tube back in that gives you a hard time is being fearful. Like you're tightened up on the inside. You got to be like chill.
Okay.
And just
Good point.
Okay, so we moved it back out, which you're not going to have to do, but we'll mark it a little better. And we might get better flow. Not that it was going horrible. I feel like those Sharpie markers are better. Yeah, we're ready to go.
My tongue prepared. Do you still feel full?
No, I just feel full like when he like puts the whole thing in. I feel like the pressure
Uh-huh. Did it?
to have
it's-
it release.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
released whenever it drains.
Yeah.
And just remember, this internal pasta is really not all that big to begin with, but it'll stretch in time. Like that picture I gave you, it shows what they make out of, and it's just a little fold of.
Right.
I feel full now.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Huh.
That's better. I feel like you probably have one piece of mucus in there that's plugging it up, so we'll irrigate again here. But it's coming. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
And you know, at home, you can do this standing. You can turn towards the side, like towards me.
This.
Like that, and it may help things.
Move. Right.
You know.
Is that it right there? That's stuck. Oh no, that's probably just a bubble.
I apologize if it starts to get full quick. If Lauren's really mean.
Yeah. Really mean.
My sister's name's Lauren, so she's
Oh,
really
yeah?
mean to me.
Wow. Funny.
Yeah, I feel full now.
You see, there's all the tubes full, but something's holding it up back there.
Looks like it.
That's a brisk pull right there.
Can I pull it out a little more for you?
You want more?
Yeah. Do you think it would help?
Good. Still going though. Get another fake laugh. Laura wants to pull it out more. Go on.
I do want to pull it out.
Jeez, Warren. So that doesn't hurt me when it's being pulled out, right?
The only reason why we do this is because it's a new K pouch, and the idea is this tube in here, you don't want it to rub on the back of what they made, your intestines, and just be sitting there, that it erodes it away.
Oh.
So you're giving it, you know, a back and forth motion, so it's never sitting in the one place too long. A lot of places don't even do that, but you can erode away a hole in the K pouch.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah. See a little stagger?
Yeah.
It's probably fine. We'll clip this sear belt and maybe do it one more time, just to make sure the belt positions come out. So that is one thing to be mindful of, that it is supported on here. Like we talked about, just so it's not yanking on the
Yeah.
tube.
Tension off it.
Now, what cc's do you really have to do when you irrigate it like this?
We're doing 60 cc's. The order may be for 30 cc's. So you can put it to 60 and then do 30, see how you feel, then do 30 more. Yeah, there's just a little.
I think it's initially 30 cc's, 30 milliliters.
Yeah, for that, I mean, that's what the instruction says. You have to do your 30 cc's. But I mean, it's draining fine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have huge amounts, and it still wants to come out, okay? So, it's all good.
Yeah, it's good.
So we won't have to change any of this.
Yeah.
Unless it gets really soiled or something.
Just the dressing.
So if you were to notice that it was like really soiled, you saw we're just gonna take off paper tape, pull that thing out, put a new one in.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
And we'll give you a better dressing for that. I'll go get a leave-in
Mm-hmm.
for this.
So pretty much this, like, this faceplate and this belt and the tube should stay in until you come back for your post-op appointment. And all you'll be doing is irrigating the tube.
Okay.
If for some reason the tube comes out or it gets clogged, then you'll have to do the emergency extubation to flush the tube and re-intubate.
that. That's beautiful.
So we're just gonna put this over that, let it heal up a little more.
Wow.
Because this can soak up a bit more and just be on there a while.
Right.
Meaning a couple days.
Will that hole always be there?
No,
It'll heal.
it'll heal up from the bottom up.
Yep. Look at that.
Okay.
It's all good. Standing.
Now, some people put paper tape on this thing all around and then tape it to here, tape that to there, and then tape the belt down.
Tape it every all over. Probably
Nothing
not.
wrong with that, but there's no protocol that says you have to do that. I think it wouldn't be bad for you just to have your skin breathe a little bit.
Yeah. Get the rash.
And all this is totally fine. So we don't need to cover that either.
All right.